There is nothing like a lit Christmas tree in the living room and some familiar tunes to take you back to the Christmases of your childhood. There is no denying the cool and convenience of ordering presents on your phone and picking up mocha lattes at the cafe drive-thru, but sometimes the best way to get into the holiday mood is to reminisce about the good old days. To make this year's Christmas celebration more affordable without sacrificing joy, consider incorporating some old-fashioned customs from the past, such as those from your childhood or the delightful practices of the last century. For one, money is the most important thing in December. This is the time of year when families go on a vacation and spend their hard-earned bonus payments on extravagant Christmas gifts. Therefore, recklessly charging presents and splurging could put you in a financial bind come January 1st. Hi, and welcome back to Fascinating Self. It's that most wonderful time of the year again, but Christmas can also be an expensive time. If you want to enjoy more time and worry less about spending too much, check out these 10 ideas to help you do both. Stay with us to the end of the video, and we will tell you how it doesn't take much money to make the holidays enjoyable. All it takes is creativity and fun. Tip number 1. Plan ahead. Preparations for the holiday season do not begin on December 1st, but rather on January 1st. It can be difficult to fork up a large sum of money all at once, but if you have been putting money aside throughout the year, it will not seem like such a burden. Create a reasonable Christmas spending plan. Divide it by 12 and put away that much each month. One of the best ways to save money over the holidays is to have a strategy in place. Making a budget is a great way to keep your spending in check and your finances organized. You should first sit down and make a reasonable holiday budget. Do not forget to include money for presents, gas, food, and everything else you may spend. Once you have a target in mind, you may begin saving regularly to have enough for the holidays. Tip number 2. Shop in advance. Buying presents so close to the holidays may be stressful, unpleasant, and expensive. However, if you buy your presents early on, you can avoid most of these inconveniences. The most obvious perk of doing your holiday shopping in advance is avoiding the madness and long lineups that will inevitably occur in stores come December. Really, we cannot stress this point enough. To put it simply, it is incredible. Can you picture it? A day at the mall where you do not have to elbow your way to the sale on a set of knives or a sweatshirt. If you start shopping for gifts months in advance, you will not have to shell out a fortune all at once, and you will not have to brave the crowds of people who will be flooding the malls right before the holidays. As a result, celebrating the season becomes much more pleasurable and frugal in the process. Tip number 3. Buy thoughtful gifts in place of expensive gifts. Gift giving is optional at Christmas, yet it is nevertheless a big aspect of the holiday for many individuals. Numerous present options exist to honor the nostalgic spirit of a traditional holiday. Generally, Christmas presents are the most expensive part of the holiday season. So how do we cut costs at Christmas without feeling stingy with our festive cheer? Nothing beats the thrill of opening a thoughtful present on a special occasion. Do not waste your money on fleeting pleasures. Consider what would mean the most to that individual. A lot of the time, the most important presents are the ones that cost the least. Doing at least some of your holiday shopping in person is one way to relive a more traditional holiday season. As you cross items off your list and support your community's businesses, you will feel a little closer to Santa. It can take a little longer, but you can save money and have more fun doing it that way. Tip number 4. Decorate with flair. The decorations set the tone for the holiday spirit. Nowadays, you can get a set of lights in whatever weird shape you can imagine, and they will be delivered to your door the next day. This is a lot of fun, but traditional Christmas decorations were not nearly as spectacular. No one is forcing you to buy into the costly holiday decor industry. Take a peek around the outside of your house instead. Tree limbs, holly, acorns, leaves, and other natural objects abound. Cranberries and popcorn in a bag make for a nostalgic Christmas decoration. Alternatively, you might empty a bag of cranberries into a transparent vase and top it off with a lush green bow. Crafting unique, homemade decoration is a lot of fun, and you can do it without breaking the bank. The sights and scents of a home decked in fresh evergreens bring back wonderful memories of past Christmases. Make your own garlands with pruning shears, evergreen branches, and floral wire. Tip number 5. Keep an eye on the sales. It is true that many stores provide discounts throughout the holiday season, but that does not mean you should go crazy shopping for stuff you do not need. Based on historical data, money-saving experts can project when retailers will have their holiday bargains. For instance, during the week of December 5th to 11th, you can use Royal Mail to write to Santa and receive a reply at no cost, although many other firms charge for this service. It is possible that Marks & Spencer will repeat their annual 30% off Christmas decoration sale that begins on November 1st. The January specials on British Airways flights and the Virgin Atlantic winter sales are just 2 examples of the kinds of discounts that may be expected during the month of December. Tip number 6. Shop thrift stores. If you want your holiday to have a vintage feel, giving gifts that are old is a terrific way to do so. Thrift stores, antique shops, and online vendors specializing in vintage and antique goods are excellent places to look for unique presents. Gather some gorgeous antiques you know someone will appreciate. Then put together a kit with your vintage pieces and some new additions. Consider the recipient's interests and hobbies, and see if you can track down a vintage version of something they already adore. In this context, vintage might mean anything from antique teacups and spoons to a set of bar equipment from the 60s. The good thing about secondhand is that you land on some cool stuff on the cheap. Tip number 7. Plan travel early. The holiday season necessitates travel for many of us as we visit family members who may reside in various locations across Europe, Asia, or Africa. Money-saving expert recommends that you make your reservations approximately 12 weeks in advance if you want to obtain the greatest bargains on train tickets. It is now possible to purchase tickets for travel before Christmas from most companies. It is in your best financial interest to purchase tickets in advance rather than waiting until a few weeks or even days before your trip to do so. This advance also applies to trips taken after Christmas, since many travel companies now let you book advance tickets for travel as far out as January or February. It is in your best interest to make reservations as soon as possible if you are familiar with the dates on which you will travel home following your Christmas vacation. Tip number 8. Earn cash back when you spend. If you are going to spend money over the holidays, at least try to get some of it back. Consider these 2 instances of companies that give cash back. You do not have to change banks to take advantage of the 1% cashback on nearly all purchases the Chase debit card offers for the first year. It can be used in addition to the aforementioned free cash accounts. Only proof of identity is required, not credit history. In the first 3 months after opening an American Express Platinum Cashback Everyday account, you can earn a maximum of £100 in cashback. But the minimum annual spend to receive the cashback is £3,000. After the initial 3 months, you will pay a variable rate of up to 1%, but since this is a credit card, you will need to set up an automatic payment to pay off your balance in full before the APR reaches nearly 27%. Moreover, look for cashback deals on cashback sites like Quidco and Top Cashback, as well as the Airtime Rewards app. Tip number 9. Host a gift swap. Instead of buying individual gifts, throw a party for your friends and/or family. This can help you save a lot of money over the holiday season and will impress your loved ones with your ingenuity. If you want to have a party without breaking the bank, have everyone bring a dish to share for dinner. Although regifting a gift may seem obnoxious, recycling things is frugal. Everyone receives at least one unwanted present they never intend to use. Include this as a requirement in your gift exchange. Do not give something your visitors gave you as a present to someone else. Send out the word that everyone should bring an unwrapped, unwanted, but wonderful present. Arrange the presents on the table and under the tree, assign numbers, and begin the unwrapping. Tip number 10. Cook together as a family. If your guests are irritable, unimpressed, or in haste to get to another event, it will not matter what you put on the table. The ingredients for a joyful lunch include the company of those you love. Get everyone in the family involved in making the meal for more family bonding and laughs. Preschoolers can pitch in by helping clean veggies or slice cheese. It is important to remember to disregard the chaos and be more flexible with the idea that things might not be done as you would if everyone cooperates to guarantee a good time. In the end, you will be glad you took the time to sit down together, and you might even decide to stay put for a little longer at the table instead of rushing off to check your phones or turn on the TV. There you go, folks. These are at least 10 ways you can celebrate the joyous season of Christmas on a budget. Whether you make your own gifts, choose ways to share the cost, or simply enjoy free activities, you'll be creating cherished Christmas memories. Hope you enjoyed it. See you at the next one.